Hi, hi, hi! Hi, ladies! How are you all? So, I'm only an hour late, and that's okay. So, here we are. We are 22nd of December. So, zero shopping days till Christmas. Can't wait. So excited. So, hope you're all doing well. Can you give me a hashtag live if you're watching me live and a hashtag replay if you're on catch up? And today I'm talking to you all about diets. Diets. And I'm going to share some truths, going to batter some myths, and hopefully give you a little bit of clarity on what you should be looking for or looking to do in 2021 if you are deciding that you want to make changes in your life. So, I don't know how long we're going to be. I'll take as long as I need. So, diets. So, do diets work? Yes. Yes, they do. However, there's lots of things we need to consider about diets. So first of all, what is a diet? So what a diet actually is, in the true sense of the word, is your diet, is your preferences for nutrition, it's the way you eat, it's what you eat, it's your diet. But it has evolved to become a thing, an entity, something that has a start and an end date. And it's those diets with a start and end date that I want to talk to you primarily about. So, every single diet in the planet has the same goal and the same strategy. So you can call it what you want: Slim World, Weight Watchers, Cambridge, Juice Plus, Love Life, Lean Life, Life for Live, can't remember. Lean Life, can't remember. Shake, Slim Fast, Scottish Slimmers, Boom Bod, Coffee Slim, T-Tox, can't remember what that one's called either. They all apply the same principles, and if done correctly, they will all help you lose weight. Yes, they will. They'll help you lose body fat because they all are based on being in a calorie deficit. So, a calorie deficit is where you are consuming less calories, less energy than you are expending. So, think of it as a bank account. So, calories is money. That would be awesome. So, if your bank if you are putting in less money to the bank but spending more, then you're going to be in a financial deficit. It's the same with calories. So the science of fat loss is that if you have less energy coming out than more energy going out than coming in, then you will lose body fat. And body fat fat disperses. It is disgusting. It disperses through sweat, through the skin, through the air. Just goes out. Body fat does not turn to muscle. So if you are embarking on a fitness regime, if you're carrying extra body fat, that will not turn into muscle. There's two different transactions happening in your body. If you're in a calorie deficit, you'll lose body fat. If you are working out with resistance, so doing weights or whatever, you will build muscle. So lose body fat, build muscle. Okay, so that is how all diets work. Now, you can listen to all the keto junkies in the world that talk about being in ketosis and all the rest of it. And yes, if you do keto, so high protein, high fats, very, 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 very low carb, you will lose weight. You will lose weight on the scales very quickly, and it'll give you that boost, and that's because you're losing fluid. So when we consume carbs, our cells fill with fluid, and they typically will weigh more because they are heavier. When you go past that first flush of low carb, the same principles of any other diet apply. You're in a calorie deficit, and there has been a gazillion, not technically true, millions, thousands of studies that show that to be the case. That keto, fasting, Weight Watchers, Slimming World, all the rest of it all work in the same principles of less calories in than out. So how do we do it? So eat less, move more is a very, very basic way of thinking about it. Technically, it is true. If you eat less, you're going to be consuming less calories. If you move more, you're going to be burning more calories. However, that doesn't typically work for everybody and at a very basic level. So very often what we will see, this is in my years of experiencing as a dieter and as a coach and as a health fitness professional, when we approach anything diety, anything new, we all follow the same principles. We over restrict, so we're really good. Over restrict, over restrict, over restrict for a week, 2 weeks, a month, 3 months. But at some point, that over restriction doesn't work anymore because we are human and most of us like food or like snacks or alcohol or something. So what we will see is at some point we will hit a point where we start thinking about the foods that we are cutting out of our life, the things that we love. So we're over restricting. There's a couple of psychological things that happen. One is, I deserve to have, I've been so good, I deserve X, Y, Z. Another thing could be that, it's that shiny red button syndrome. I was speaking to a girl yesterday, shiny red button syndrome. If we can't have something, we immediately want it. So I've cut out everything, then you're going to want it. So then you'll end up binging. So start craving and then start binging, and then binging period might be a week, it might be a day, it might be an hour, it might be something, but then we're like, back on it, being really good. And this cycle goes on and on and on. Psychologically, this cycle is super damaging because we cannot have a lifestyle that is the over-restricting lifestyle. It's not sustainable. And if it's not sustainable, you're not going to do it for the rest of your days. So when we start going this all or nothing approach, we fail because we can't sustain it. So ultimately our brain tells us that we're failing. It knocks our confidence and it knocks our self-esteem, and it makes us start believing that we can't actually achieve the goals that we want. So what I see a lot of women in their 40s, particularly maybe the early part of their 40s, they go all gung-ho on these diets again, like Weight Watchers, Slim World, like your normals, because that worked for them before and they were able to sustain it for a period of time. Like, I lost loads of weight before in Weight Watchers, and now suddenly it doesn't work. Because what you were doing then is completely different from now. You're older, your metabolism is not working as fast. Your hormones are changing, so it means you're storing fat in areas that you've maybe never stored fat before. So that then, when it doesn't work for you where it's worked in the past, again, that knocks your confidence and self-esteem and your belief systems in yourself. And when we start having our belief and self-esteem knocked, it changes our identity. It changes what we believe to be true about ourselves. So it all, you can start seeing that if you have been an all or nothing crash dieter, over restrictor in the past and it's not working for you now, then that's the reason why. Your body does not need what it needed 5-10 years ago, even 2 years ago. So how do we get in a calorie deficit? So that's gone back into the mindset approach. So have a really good look at the foods that you're eating. So you may say, I eat really well, I eat really healthy. Yes, you may eat really healthily, but you can still be in a calorie surplus, i.e. consuming far too many calories, by eating rice, chicken and broccoli. And eating really healthily isn't a precursor to being leaner. You can be completely lean and still be losing body fat by eating McDonald's all day long. That's entirely possible. So have a really good hard look at the foods that you're eating and the calorie content of them. So if you think about healthy foods, just 2 examples: salmon, avocado. Very highly calorific foods. They're brilliantly good for you, but very highly calorific. So it needs to look at moderation. So if you remember a couple of years ago, I think it was, and I can't remember if it was Slim World or Weight Watchers, but there was this whole kick-off about how Slim World and Weight Watchers treated avocados and bananas with a higher points or sins than it was for cider. And that's because it's based on calorie numbers, okay? So Weight Watchers, I think, certainly used to be every 200 calories was a point or something like that. But, you know, the better quality of food you have is great from a nutrients point of view, but can also be highly calorific. It makes no blind bit of difference if you're eating brown whole wheat pasta or white pasta. The calorie content in that is negligible. So eating really healthily is a little bit of an ego thing for a lot of women. I'm eating really healthily, so it's okay. But have a good hard look at the calorie content, and track your food. Track your food for a week and see how many calories you're eating, and then reduce it. Reduce it by 10%, reduce it by 15, 20. Don't reduce it by any more than 20%. It's dangerous and goes down the over-restricting route. Exercise more, be more active. You know, one of the things that we see is, you know, I speak to women who, I work out 3 times a week. That's great. But if you're sitting in your ass all the rest of the time and only doing 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 steps a day, you're going to get more wins from being more active in life than you are getting up for 3 hours a week and doing some exercise. Okay, so do some more steps. Look at what you're doing just now and increase that by 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. You know, these are all really, really simple things that you can do in the here and now to make progress. You know, it's not about suddenly going from a size 14 to a size 8 in the space of 3 months. That is not going to happen. It's about making slow progressions to get you to where you want to be so that you stay there for good, so you don't have to go through the cycle again. So the other thing I want to call out, and this is something that I do hear quite a lot, is that, you know, I just don't eat enough and that's why I'm overweight. That is not the reason why, okay? If you're not eating enough, you will be losing body fat, okay? So if you are almost telling yourself that, I don't eat enough, that's not the reason why you're overweight, okay? Sorry, but really have a good hard look at the foods that you are eating. You might be starving yourself Monday through Thursday, and then by the time Friday, Saturday comes, game's over, like, you know, pizzas, wine, ciders, all the rest of it. So just be very mindful of what you are doing and be very brutally honest with yourself about what you're consuming. And yeah, the goals, make sure you know what it is that you do want. It's great to lose weight. It is absolutely fantastic seeing the numbers change, seeing the measurements change, seeing the jeans get too big. Make sure you know why you're doing it. If it's not important to you and you have made sacrifices in your diet or sacrifices in your time by exercising more and it's not sustainable, you will never stick to it. So have a look, have a real hard think about, you know, why it is important to you. So what to look for. So a lot of you are probably going to get things coming up in your feed about, you know, new year, new you, new supplements and all the rest of it. Start diets. It's, you know, if you want to be healthier, absolutely amazing. If you want to be leaner, absolutely amazing. If you want to do something that's going to make you feel better about yourself, then absolutely amazing. It's all about you being the best possible version that you can be in the future. And that is my vision, you know, women to get their sass back, sparkle back, be the best version that can be. Do not do that at the detriment of your own mental health and your own identity. Okay, so be very critical of some of the things that you see. Your first priority, when it comes to fat loss, your first priority should always be nutrition for your quick wins, mindset and identity and belief systems, exercise, supplements. You know, if you see something for raspberry ketones, you think that's going to be a magic wand to being size 10. It's not. It is not something, your health is not something that we can wave a magic wand at and it all suddenly is made better. You have to have different actions in your life. If you keep doing the same things that you've always done, you're always going to get the same results. So it doesn't need to be drastic action, but have a real good hard look at your lifestyle and what you're doing, and then you can make adjustments from there. All right, hope that helps somebody today. Please leave me a comment below. There is nothing worse than no interaction from my words of wisdom. Okay, right, have an awesome day. Yeah, have an awesome day. Let me know your comments. Any questions below on diets, get them down. I'll speak to you soon. Bye bye.